Hi everyone, Sarah here. I have a card to share with you. I made this card using some digi images from SOG Girl and then also these items here. So I was just going to show you the sentiment that I used is from Penny Black. It's one of my favorite stamps. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And then I used this Winter Wonderland Pebbles ink paper that I picked up at HomeSense. I wanted to get it because of the different colors. They're not standard red and green Christmas, so I picked that up. And then I also used a couple of die cuts. I used my stitched hillside borders from the landscape trio from Mama Elephant, and then I also used the new Snow-Capped Mountains die from Mama Elephant. I haven't got a magnetic strip in here yet to hold it in place. So I die cut both of these from watercolor paper to layer on the card. And here it is, so cute. I used Snowball Tia and Winter Tobie, and these are both digi images from SOG Girl. I'll have the link down below in the description for you. I colored them both with Copic markers on Crafter's Companion paper. All I did was print them out on my printer, and I use a Canon inkjet printer. And I do have the process video attached to this with the coloring and the Copic colors that were used. So I did a lot of layering on the front here. This snow backdrop is from the patterned paper. There's the sentiment stamped on there. And then I also added these snowflakes, and these are from Recollections. I picked these up last year at the end of the season, the die cut shapes. So as I said before, the Snow-Capped Mountains and the two hillsides are all die cut with watercolor paper. For the mountains, I inked it with Evergreen Bough Distress ink, and then just did a little bit of water splatter on it. And I kept the snow caps just in the plain watercolor paper and glued them all on there. Tia is popped up on foam tape. Now, I called her Snowball Tia. That is her name. And I realized that after I colored her, that this is not her mitten. This is a snowball. So for mine, it is a mitten. She's just standing there in the snow, looking super cute. And then on the inside, again, this is the patterned paper from the paper pad. And I also cut this out of the paper pad. There's a couple sheets in there that are just these little sayings. So I just cut it right out of there because it was perfect. Let's snuggle and watch the snowfall. And then this is Winter Tobie. He's so cute. I used all the same colors for both of them because I was going off of the pattern paper. Alright, so that is my card. If you'd like to stay tuned and watch the Copic coloring, it will be attached now. Thank you for watching. Okay, so I have both of the images printed out on Crafter's Companion paper. As I had mentioned, I have a Canon inkjet printer that I use, and I don't have any issues with Copic coloring. I'm using E50, E51, and E53 on the faces. I also use E93 now for the cheeks. I just find it blends in a little bit nicer than using the R colors. And on these ones, I also used a little bit of E93 on their noses because they are cold and outside. It's been a while since I've done a coloring process video for you guys, so sorry about that. So there's the E93. I did use it on her tongue also, but it just seems to blend a little bit nicer with the E colors for the faces. And then I did add in some R20 just to highlight the inside of her mouth a little bit. I did go ahead and just color in Tobie's face there, but I will finish off Tia first and then go back and color Tobie. Sorry about the shaking. I didn't realize that my camera was shaking so much. I just have it on the clamp on my desk, so I guess when I'm moving my desk a bit. Now I'm using BG01 and BG15. I chose these colors to coordinate with the patterned paper that I'm using from the Pebbles patterned paper. Sounds like a tongue twister. They don't blend perfectly, but I did want a little bit of dual color going on in the image, so that's the reason why I picked them. The BG01 is more of like a baby blue, whereas the BG15 has a little bit more turquoise in it, but I wanted the mixture of the two colors, so that's why I chose them to go together. Now the next colors are B97 and B99. These are the colors that I use for denim. And afterwards I will do the initial layer of shading and then bring in the Zero colorless blender to kind of wash out the denim a bit and give it kind of an acid wash denim look. And you just do that by doing cross hatching with the colorless blender. And you can do it a little bit heavier where you want more of lighter color to show. Looks super fast like that. Basically because I'm just doing messy cross hatching with the colorless blender to get the faded look to the denim. It gives it a texturized look too, so it works out pretty good. Then RV17 and RV19, this is the color that I used for her coat. Again, these two colors were chosen to coordinate with the pattern paper. They are close together, basically because I don't have a lot of the RV colors. So this was the closest color that I could get to match with the pattern paper. So there's not a ton of shading in this one. But to accentuate that, I do go back with the darker color to do lines that I don't blend in, and that way it looks more like there's shadows and creases. I realized that I missed a portion of her arm that's kind of sticking out, so I did color that in. Now this is for the boots, E57 and E59. I did stick with the same brown colors for the hair, but added in one more darker marker. Sorry, I didn't realize I was out of frame there. I just kind of did Uggs on her. I decided to color the mittens in the same teal. I didn't want to pull in too many different colors. And then you'll notice that I colored her Snowball as a mitten. I kind of forgot at that point that her name was Snowball Tia, and I just figured that that was her hand, so I colored it in, but it works. So here's the hair, E57, E59, and then E49. Just kind of layered it in, gave her shadows for her curls. It's been a while since I've done some copic coloring. I've been doing a lot of watercoloring lately, so I find that I kind of forget what I'm doing or how to do it. Kind of comes back to me after a little while. And I noticed that her hair got really dark on the right hand side, so you'll see that I bring in the colorless blender to add some highlights back in. Just kind of focusing on where her curls are popping out. And then for the fur trim on her boots, oh, what am I doing? Oh, I ended up moving over to Tobie. Kind of forgot about the fur trim. We'll get back to that. Using the same colors for Tobie because he is on the same card. So E57, E59, and E49 for the hair. And then for the boots, I just used the E57 and E59 and left out the darker color. And this is the N1, N2, and colorless blender. Just doing the dot technique around the edges for the fur on the boots, and then also for the fur on Tobie's hat. Moving on to the jeans for Tobie, B97 and B99 again. I decided to do a little bit more highlighting on Tia's jeans also. And then the BG01 and BG15, I did the turquoise for Tobie's jacket. And this is just for the dot technique again on the fur trim for his hat. And I realized his hair was there. Excuse me. For his hat, again, I decided to go back to the turquoise colors. Didn't want to bring in too many to make it look like a rainbow. And then for his scarf, at first I was a little leery about using the RV colors on him because I didn't want it to be too girly, but I decided to do it as a stripe. So it's just white and the burgundy stripe. And I think it turned out pretty nice. And I used the N1 and N2 in colorless blender to highlight on the white portions of the scarf there. And then I decided to give them blue eyes, so I used the B97 and B99, and then added a little more highlight in the eye with the colorless blender. And I think that is pretty much it. I added in the white dots with their eyes with the white gel pen, and then just cut around each of them, leaving a bit of a white trim, and added them to my card. So thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, subscribe if you wish, and have a great day.